Hey friends, back again, coming at you from my abode. We're going to talk about week 13 coming up. There's a lot of stuff on my little board here, but it's not very complicated, okay? This week's all about peer review because you have your first rough draft due of your research paper Tuesday, April 14th, sometime before 11:59 p.m., okay? Real quick, I just wanted to let you guys know that I've looked through all of the annotated bibliographies and provided feedback via my courses on all of those, so please take a minute to look through that. Like I said, rough draft is due on Tuesday. All of the requirements for that are on my courses. They will be in the interactive calendar right below this video, but I did want to go over the three sort of major components of this first rough draft with you right now. So first and foremost, I want you to craft a working introduction, and that introduction should use or follow John Swale's CARS method as a model. If you saw the handout and hopefully you read through it, it means creating a research space, okay? So essentially what John Swales is talking about is exigence, but he's using some different language. So if we think about exigence as something that motivates a writer to create discourse because there's something amiss, right? What John Swales talks about is that we need to establish a territory, so identify an exigence, establish a niche or indicate that there's some sort of gap in the scholarship, and then occupy that niche, sort of add to the conversation in a way that closes the loop, or at least tries to put some sort of perspective in there or position that doesn't quite exist already. All right, so that's the introduction. Talk about exigence, use Swale's method, you'll be fine. You'll get feedback from me ultimately in week 14. Then you're going to be working on summarizing and synthesizing all of your secondary and scholarly source material. These should include 3 scholarly sources and 1 class reading. Okay, most of you, unless you saw in feedback from me that some of the sources weren't scholarly, most of you had in your annotated bibliographies 3 scholarly sources, so that's great. You'll be writing about those. And you'll also have to be writing about 1 class reading. Okay, that could be James G., that could be Gloria Anzaldúa, that could be anything from the scholarship archive that we worked with extensively. That's up to you. Whatever you think will be the best tool to connect your research to the work of the class. Okay? Introduction, secondary sources. And then, because I just asked you to sort of throw out your primary data collection method a couple of days ago, I am not expecting that you have that data collected, analyzed, and fully integrated by Tuesday. All right, I'm not evil. What I do expect, though, is that you at least talk through your plans for how you might utilize that data once it comes in and you have had time to analyze it. So essentially, talk about your methods for collecting that data, right? Did you choose a survey? Did you choose an interview? Did you choose data analysis? Why? What were your goals? What were you hoping to learn from this data? What sort of stories do you hope to tell with the information that you receive? And how do you see that information filling the gap that Swales talks about and that hopefully you will talk about in your introduction? How are you bringing new knowledge to this conversation that didn't exist before? Okay, so those are the 3 major components of the rough draft. It should be at least 5 pages, should be an MLA citation format. Again, all of these requirements in much more detail are on my courses, so please do yourself a favor and read through that document. Last but not least, the peer review. It's going to obviously have to work a little bit different this time than it has in the past, but most of you will be familiar with the things that we're doing. I have assigned you all partners, so please click on the link below to see who your partner is. Reach out to them and get things going. And this is very important, if you reach out to your partner and you do not hear from them within 24 to 36 hours, I want to know about it so I can either reach out to them or we can set you up with someone else who needs a partner. Okay, very important. Please stay in touch with me. So figure out who your partner is, get in touch with them, exchange drafts, provide feedback using either track changes on Microsoft Word or the comments function on Google Docs. And then once you provide feedback, send it back to your partner, obviously. There is also, as we've done in the past, a peer review worksheet that I will ask you to download, fill out, and then send the completed worksheet to your partner, as well as submit the completed worksheet to the corresponding Dropbox, because I want to see what sort of feedback you guys are giving each other. Okay? That is all I have. So, rough draft due by Tuesday. All of this peer review work should be done hopefully by Friday at the latest. The reason for that is because you have your second rough draft due next Tuesday on April 21st. So if you're going to be able to sort of take into account all the feedback you receive from your partner and put it to some sort of relevant use between now and the 21st, you're going to need at least 4 or 5 days to do that. All right, so that's why the timeline is the way it is. As always, if you need anything from me, reach out, let me know. Office hours, as usual, Wednesday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Use the Zoom link. It's on the right side of our My Courses homepage. I hope to see or hear from all of you very soon. Happy Easter. Bye.